I'm going to crack the thing open.
You know how like advent calendars for kids, those chocolate?
Yeah. Yep. We got one.
I'm like that with pumpkin pie.
No, it's my first Marvel movie. Everyone's like, oh my God, you got to see a Marvel movie in theaters. So I'm like, okay, I'll go see Spider-Man.
Maybe they should have been in there because I have some opinions on why Georgia is in the playoffs. They should not be in the playoffs.
Oh my God.
Why should
Not
they?
you.
They just lost.
Welcome to the Beer and Sports Podcast. I am Josh Wingate, and my co-host over here, Josh Kimmel OUS on Twitter. I'm Josh Wingate 302, and we are a part of the Fins Talk Sports Network. Follow us and us on Mugs and Balls on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch. Again, Mugs and Balls for our podcast, and then for the network, Fins Talk Sports. How's it going, Kimmel?
What is Twitter? What is this? Because I quit Twitter.
I don't know.
Don't
like,
follow.
there's so much going on in Twitter that I don't know because my social media existence is just like, oh, I'll scroll through real quick. I don't know.
Yeah.
And people are like, I hit my feed limit for the day, and I'm like, what does this mean?
Twitter's become irrelevant. Don't follow me on Twitter. I'm not on there anymore. I have it still. I just, what's the point if I can't see anything ever?
So explain this to me.
So verified accounts, which I'm not, you can see like 6,000 or 8,000 tweets a day.
Okay.
Unverified 600. Newly unverified 300 a day. So therefore, if you're following, I don't know, 2,000 people, whatever the case may be, you're gonna it limits you. So you click it. So let's say, for example, somebody goes, "Hey, here's 15 reasons why you should draft Zach Wilson in fantasy football this year." A thread. Yeah. And you click it, that's 15 fucking comments you got to read. That's 15 fucking comments that are taking up your rates.
Oh, wow.
And you can't click them because when you hit your rate, you click the comments to read it. It says rate. So people are coming up jokes. Hey, a thread on this. And then they'll just put a picture of that rate thing. And then that's the new joke on Twitter.
Oh,
so it's useless. It's literally Twitter.
Twitter is like ruined. Like do you think he came in and bought it just to kill it?
Possibly, but here's the thing about any kind of policy, anything, anywhere. You can't just say, hey guys, I'm changing a rule effective now.
Yeah.
There needs to be like, hey, in 30 days, we're doing. No, he's just like, all right, effective now. So Everyone at once was like, what the fuck is this? And I just said, and then he trolls us. Imagine using your rate limit, complaining about rate limits. Shut the fuck up, Elon.
What does that even mean? Anyway,
you're wasting your time. But yeah.
We are the Beer and Sports Podcast.
Don't get me
started. I do have a beer, and I found this on the shelf, and I was like, "Oh, this is pretty cool. I'll try this." Rita's. I don't know if you have Rita's in your flyover state, but we do have one here.
Anthony, I don't know what Rita's is. Yo, Anthony, what up?
Hold on. That's a joke?
No, what's Rita's?
You don't have a Rita's?
What is a Rita? A margarita? Rita?
No, it's like an Italian ice place.
I don't know what Rita's is. It's fine. We're Floridians. We don't have Rita's here. Okay.
I feel like that'd be like the number one spot for a Rita's is Florida. It has been a while, Anthony. Last week we took a week off because the weather here was just insane. And then Kimmel texted me and he was like, look, how's your weather? Kind of being a smart ass to me. And I was like, it's beautiful. And now I am currently in a tornado warning. I don't know if you can hear like the thunder. That's why we are back as the thunder rolls is the topic. What's up? Schmitty over there. Jeff Schmidt, Mets fan. So we can go off of that because he is like shitty teams.
I have a Rita's in Clearwater.
Yeah, you have to go to Rita's. But anyway, I got this. I'm going to try it out.
I have a Rita's in Clear. There's only one Rita's in my vicinity. It's in Clearwater, which is like an hour away. I'm never going to go to Rita's. Never. Not once. I prefer ice cream.
Hold up.
What's going on, Jeff?
Anthony, I feel like Anthony's near me. So he says, do you know what strength of the tornado is? Your tornado warning is an F5. I feel like really? F5 is like the strongest.
Brock Lesnar's coming to your house?
Aren't you from like Anthony? Aren't you around like the Baltimore area? Because if you are and you're like telling me that this is like coming at me, then I'm a little worried. But yeah, other than that, no. I don't know the strength of it. If it was an F5, I can guarantee you that my wife would be in this like I would be drug out of this room right now.
Sarasota represent. Hey, Anthony, have you been to Rita's since you're out in the Sarasota area? I've never heard of this Rita's place. I got to go. I'm more into ice cream.
It's
though.
good.
Ice cream, Revolution ice cream.
So Rita's does like the Italian ice. They have a Swedish fish one that's really good. They have a gummy bear one that's really good. My wife likes the mango one, which I have right here as the beer. But they also do like a custard on top. I'm strictly give me all the sugar. Don't give me the custard. Give me that Italian ice. I'll eat that. My wife does a mango custard Rita.
That's disgusting.
Custard. People love it.
On
people
a Rita?
love it. They love it.
It is what it is. No, dude, I'm somewhere. I have something better. See, that's what I'm saying. Maybe it. Don't get it twisted. Maybe it's a Delaware thing where like
It's not a Delaware thing.
I don't know. No one's ever heard of this place.
Okay, I need Jeff because he's from Florida, but he's also been on the northeastern side of America. So I need him to come in here and talk about Italian ice. But yes, it's great. It's great. It's Italian ice. They do every time you buy their lemonade, it donates to childhood cancer. So great company. So it's great.
Do they sell Rita's? Seriously, do they sell Rita's like in stores? Rita's.
I think they may. I'm not 100% sure, but it's its own store. It's a standalone store. I'm shocked you do not have Rita's, to be honest with you.
Oh, look, I could buy it at Publix.
There you go. Southwestern Florida and Southern Florida.
If I freaking about, oh my God. No, wait, hold on. Nope, this is Luigi's Italian Ice. Why did I looked up Rita's Italian Ice Publix and it gave me Luigi's, so therefore I cannot buy it. All right, back on the show. What's going on in sports? What's happening?
A whole lot of nothing. I know the Mets are complete garbage. I do know
Southwestern Florida.
Phillies. We got the All-Star game coming up. That's pretty big. You gonna watch that?
I might. I know that our best player from the Rays, at least on the fielding side, got left out. Wander Franco got snubbed from the All-Star, which seems to happen to the Rays yearly. Austin Meadows, Kevin Kiermaier, Carl Crawford, like all of our awesome studs get snubbed at least once in their career, and then they go somewhere else, and then they're always in. It's insane to me how this happens. How's Wander Franco? Whatever. I'm not much of a baseball head, but it seems to me he should be in the All-Star game, and he is an All-Star. So he's the best player on the best team in baseball. You tell me.
Texas has taken over the All-Star game. Their catcher, their second baseman, their third baseman, their shortstop, basically the entire infield other than Tampa Bay, Yandy Diaz is from Texas.
Oh, I got to put on my Yandy Diaz arm sleeves for that one, baby.
But the Phillies don't have a single starter. Obviously, the Dodgers are the one with the most starter. Actually, no, Dodgers and Atlanta have tied for the most starters.
Does baseball still do the rule? Hey, Anthony in the chat, because I like you better than Josh. Does baseball still do the rule where you have to have a player from each team participate in the All-Star game? Because that was such a big thing when the Devil Rays sucked. Everyone would be like, why is this guy on there? And it'd always be like a relief pitcher that no one's ever heard of. It's like,
I don't know if they do.
Is it Randy Arozarena in an All-Star game? I'm sure he's in the All-Star game. I'm sure he's not a starter. I think we just ran out the starters. Randy Arozarena. Mr. For you people that don't watch Rays baseball, he's the guy who does this all the time. He does that.
I don't think he is.
What? If Randy Arozarena is not in the All-Star game, this shit's rigged.
No, that's the pitchers.
American League All-Star game.
What position does he play?
Outfield. This side, left field.
No, he's not.
What?
He's not.
What the fuck, man? Like, I'm sorry for the language, but it's kind of ridiculous how this happens year in, year. Someone like you, I think a year ago, I brought up the name Kevin Kiermaier. He won a freaking platinum. Like, you're like, who's that? Who's Kevin? And he's like three gold gloves in, or whatever the case may be. One of the best outfielders in the world. And you're like, who's that? Now everyone knows who he is because he's in Toronto. Why does this happen to the small market teams? Do people just not look at the numbers and go, wow, he's really good this year. He should be in. Or do people just vote on, Texas?
Everyone votes for all the players on their team, and whoever has the bigger fan base ultimately gets everyone in there, and that's how it works.
That's not true.
Because how's that not true?
Well, when I used to care about baseball a lot, I would vote for the deserving players. I would 1000% always vote for the deserving players. Even back in the day, I'm like, well, Carl Crawford's the best left fielder in the game right now, in my opinion, but this guy's having a better season, so I would still vote for that guy. Maybe I'm just different. I don't know. I'm not a mark. I'm not a hardcore guy who takes sports super serious.
Yeah. Am I like not in with the know of like all these names? Is a mark like a Karen?
A mark is like someone who
I know, but it's like the naming convention is just for someone that overly cares about sports.
I don't know. No, a mark is used in wrestling terms. Like you're a mark. Like if you think it's real or like you get super hardcore into it, wrestlers will call fans marks. So I don't know where the word mark came from or the name mark, but I'm a mark. That's what the terminology is to a stupid idiot.
It sounds to me like you're just using someone's name and it's like the Karen aspect. You just look at this mark. He cares too much about football or whatever sport. Yeah. So Anthony's saying mark means a guy who takes the sport to extremes, just like a Karen is someone that is going to take a situation out of hand and just care too much and make someone's life a living hell. So I think it's the same thing there. It's just we're using someone's name.
Mark, a term that was originally used to describe someone who believes in the legitimacy of the wrestling business. So someone who thought it was a real life thing. I have a question on that.
Yeah.
I have a question on wrestling in general, because I know you don't watch wrestling. I'm sure Anthony, I'm not sure if you watch wrestling or not. But our network has been taken over by
wrestling.
It's wrestling. Our company, our freaking network is just, we're like Money in the Bank's on, Forbidden Doors on. We're all talking about in the chats or whatever it may be. Why is it okay if I watch wrestling and my ex-girlfriend or whoever says, that's fake, right? And I'm like, yeah, I know it's fake. Because she asked me, what are you doing this weekend? I'm like, I'm going to watch Dark Side of the Ring. Like, I'm just going to chill and just watch every Dark Side of the Ring this season. She's like, what's that? I'm like, oh, it's a wrestling thing. Oh, that's fake. Why the fuck is it okay for you to say, hey, I'm going to the theaters and spend $25 on Avatar? That's fake, right?
Well,
fake, right?
My thing is, why is it okay for you to go say, I'm going to go chill out at home and watch, what is it, a housewife show or whatever?
Yeah, it's fake, right?
Or Housewives of Atlanta or whatever it is. And you're like, first of all, that drama just... my sister-in-law does it, and she loves the drama in that. And we went over to their house recently, and every time I watch it, I'm just like, oh my God, I'm about to go crazy from the amount of drama in the show.
Yes.
But yeah.
So
she loves it. I don't know how.
What about this? Does. Circuses. We all have been to a circus before, right? You guys know it's all like choreographed, right? Why are we watching it?
Yep.
That's my point. I don't understand why are we deemed stupid because we watch something that we know is fake in a work.
It's like fake. A soap opera. Like it's literally created to be like soap opera for men.
Not only normal people, athletes from other sports don't think the injuries are.
Well, that is one thing. You cannot deny that wrestling is tough on the bodies.
Dude, Bryan Danielson in Forbidden Door, which none of you probably know what that means, wrestled a full match with a full clear broken forearm. Legitimately. Like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Watch the NBA. Some guy gets poked in the finger. He's out for fucking 3 weeks. Like, I'm sorry. Bryan Danielson has wrestled with a broken arm, like legit, broke it in the match. Shit happens all the time. So to me, it's cool. It's fun. But where do we go from there? Like, that's not real enough. We need to go watch UFC. We need to watch boxing. Like, when is it too much violence? And I know we're going everywhere tonight, but I just want to know because Ronda Rousey's rumored to go back into the UFC. She's 36 years old. Is it a smart move for her to go from WWE back to the UFC? It makes no sense to me. 36.
Yeah, why? I feel like with Ronda Rousey, I feel like she cares too much about what people think about her. So now people are like, oh, you left the UFC because you couldn't you couldn't do it anymore. So I think she's just going back to just prove that she can do it, even though she can't.
Maybe. Owen Hart died because he was supposed to come down from the rafters on a zip line, and shit happened, and it sucked.
That took over the world when that happened.
Well, Rey Mysterio Jr. killed someone legitimately in the ring by doing his move, the 619, broke his neck. I mean,
but I still remember when Owen Hart died.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was something that hurt around the world.
They kept going. They kept going. The pay-per-view did not stop. That is the insane thing. Remember when DeMar Hamlin went down? Of course, we all do.
Yeah.
And Skip Bayless was like, "Oh, they should have stopped the game. They should have kept playing."
Yeah.
WWE still hasn't recovered. Still has not recovered from that day. To that day, Martha Hart and everyone in that family, besides Brett, because he's a piece of shit, like kind of don't really acknowledge WWE. They're all in AEW right now. And it's because of, hey, my son, my father, my husband died, and you didn't stop the show. You didn't give a fuck. You didn't leave. Yeah. You just kept on doing your job. That's kind of insane. Be a black guy for the NFL if they kept on playing that game.
Oh yeah. It would be
fucking Skip Bayless. What an idiot.
Skip Bayless is dumb. He is like the epitome of the Cowboys fan that everyone hates, including myself. Like, I just can't stand Skip Bayless. He's just awful. He 100%. He's like that epitome of a Cowboys fan. That's like, oh my God, we're going all the way, and just screw off, bud. Yeah. Everyone hates that Cowboys fan.
Anthony says that he's too young to remember the Owen Hart thing, but Benoit and Guerrero hit him hard. Those hit me probably the hardest out of anyone because I grew up watching them in WCW. You probably don't know who these people are. Eddie Guerrero and Chris Benoit.
Yeah, I know Eddie Guerrero. Chris Benoit, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know the names. I just don't know 100% what happened. I don't know what happened. I just know the names.
You don't know? Oh, Benoit. So he went I'm not going to say he went crazy. So he was supposed to appear at a pay-per-view and defend his ECW championship against somebody else. I forgot. I honestly forgot. And then John Morrison, Johnny Nitro, John, whatever his name is at the time, stepped in and won the title. And we're like, well, that's weird. Chris Benoit is like the ECW champion. He should have been there. Like, what happened? Then they do Raw, which is the show Monday nights. Of course, you should know that. Okay. And I think Vince McMahon did a skit where he killed himself on live TV. His limo blew up, and that was the end of the show.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yep. And then the news that Benoit came out that he died. And what happened was he killed his family and he killed himself. And
I know of that. Yeah.
Yeah. He killed.
That might be how I know Chris Benoit's name from that.
No, they did a study on his brain. They said his brain was equivalent to a 7-year-old man with Alzheimer's. Yes. Of all the steroids, chair shots. Yeah. That's why I'm saying he didn't go crazy. That's why I didn't want to say he went crazy, but they did find out he had like CTE and all that crazy stuff. And it's unfortunate. And then it really tore up Eddie Guerrero because they were close. Like they were really close friends. And Eddie had a drug problem and it sucked.
So I'm going to sound like the most non-humble person here.
But Eddie didn't die from drugs.
But Anthony, yes, I am the most humble Cowboys fan out there. The most unhumbly way of saying that. Yeah, I'll tell you how it is no matter what. I will say, though, when it comes to Philadelphia, I kind of have this skew against them that I can't stand them, the Eagles as a football team. So I'm inherently going to root for them to lose at all times. But other than that, I am the most humble fan when it comes to telling you how it is. I'll tell you exactly when the Cowboys suck, where they suck at. I'm not going to be that fan that comes in and just says, oh my God, we're going all the way this year. I'll tell you this year has to be the year that we go all the way. And if we don't, it's going to suck. But not going to tell you we're going all the way every year, like every Cowboys fan does.
What age do you grow up and go, I don't care if the Eagles win anymore because it doesn't affect my life? And I'm not just saying you, I'm just saying in general. Because there was a time in my life where the Patriots must lose every week or I hate life. I hated life a lot.
I've never been
I don't care anymore.
That way. I've never been to where if the Eagles win, it just ruins me.
Not
I was at an age where if the Cowboys lost, I was just over the hill mad. Like, don't talk to me if the Cowboys lost.
Mm-hmm.
I will say I still I don't get that way, but I still care inside of the game. After the game, whatever. But it was after I had my kid. When Emma was born, I stopped getting to the point after the game to having my day ruined because you're a parent. You don't have time for that to happen. So yeah.
I get it. The time. So it's funny because everything is in levels and everything is in a time frame. The Dolphins, I stopped caring at a high school. Not stop caring. Still like them and want them to win. But as far as them winning and losing, I couldn't care less.
I still remember a day where I lived with my mom and she lived with my stepdad's parents. And they live in Pennsylvania. So Philadelphia fans. And the Cowboys were playing the Eagles. And I was watching the game there by myself because I'm a person. I like to watch the game by myself because I don't like the outside noise. So I'm watching the game, and after the game, Cowboys lost. And they go and they open the door and they just start laughing and yelling. And I'm just like livid. I'm about to flip out on them. And I was like, I cool myself down because what gets me is I'm never going to be the person to rub a win into you. I'll talk like the little trash prior to a game, like a week before the game. I'll talk all the trash possible, but in a fair and humble way of doing that. When it comes, let's say the day of the game, I'm not talking any trash. I'm saying, look, I hope for a good game. Hopefully no one gets hurt. I'm excited. Because I have like the stereotype, or I feel like superstition of if I talk trash before the game, my team's going to lose. That's my superstition.
So I do talk shit. I want to piggyback on that real quick.
Yeah,
I do talk shit when it comes to my team, the winners, the best team of all time. When the Lightning play in the playoffs, not regular season. I honestly don't care about the regular season. When the Lightning in the playoffs, this year specifically, there was a very like cool like Toronto guy that we follow each other. We still do, and right before puck drop that damn day. I'm like, oh, it's going to be a fun game. I can't wait. Lightning, they're going to go blah, 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 blah. If they beat Toronto, they're going to the cup. That's what I said.
Yeah.
And this guy's like, oh, it's going to be a good series, yada, yada. I'm like, dude, I just hope both teams have fun. It's going to be a great series. Dude, as soon as puck dropped and as soon as Toronto started playing cheap and those little, like, oh, God, my blood boiling.
Yeah.
I can't help myself. That's when I start talking trash. And it's like, he stopped talking to me. And I know
it's when the outside noise, like you don't initiate it, but when the outside noise comes, like it just makes you mad.
When I see it on Twitter, you have
to respond to it.
All these stupid Toronto people, and I see this, and I see that, and I see that. And I'm like, you guys got outplayed.
You know who's good for that? Your co-host on Once Upon a Sunday.
Oh, Justin?
Justin is so good for that. Your team does something wrong, and he'll tweet at you real quick, or the Eagles take all the Georgia Bulldogs. He'll tweet at you real quick. And I'm the type of person like I have to ignore that because if I don't, I'm going to be ignorant, and I don't want to be that way. So I just ignore it. But yeah,
it's just weird how it's like tribalism, right? We have no. First off, I just want to put it out here: we have no control of what happens in these games. We have no 100%. Say. We have nothing. But we sit here on Twitter or wherever we go and go, oh, Dak is better than this guy. And like, why? Why do you care so much? It's like, and I'm like, oh, Stamkos didn't go to Toronto because he wants to be in Tampa. And it's like, wait a minute. How do I know what Stamkos
wants? There was a Facebook post. I follow a podcast network on Facebook, and they cover Philadelphia. I think it's the A2D network or something like that. I can't remember. But from that, I followed them, and they had a post about Jalen Hurts not being ranked top 5. And I was like, look, Jalen Hurts made a huge jump this season. I feel like if he comes back next year and does the same thing, you have to have him in that top 5 conversation. But he still has to prove that he's consistent in being a great quarterback. And they literally got into the conversation and said, you're crazy. He's the best quarterback in the league outside of Pat Mahomes. And I'm just like, I said he had a really good season. He's a really good quarterback. I love the direction he's going. And they just like, you're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. Stupid Cowboys fan, blah, 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 blah. And I'm just like, so you're disagreeing that I think he's going in the good direction and that if I don't have him as the second best quarterback in the league, I'm dumb. Even though he's done well 1 year and you guys are ready to get rid of him the year before. But whatever. He's second best quarterback in the league.
Did he make the Super Bowl this year?
He did.
He did. Did he win it?
No, he did.
I mean, it doesn't mean anything at it. Well, obviously that he didn't win it, but what Pat Mahomes is the best.
Yeah,
he's the best in the world.
Hands down. Joe Burrow his career as the best quarterback in NFL history.
Mahomes? Oh yeah, for sure. And that's not fair. That's not fair. Justin Jefferson is 232 yards away from breaking the Bears' all-time leading receiving record. 232 yards away. He's going to do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So is it fair to say he's better than this guy or that guy because of the era he plays in? Calvin Johnson is not. He's going to pass Calvin Johnson's records. Justin Jefferson will. I still think Calvin Johnson's better than him.
I do too. But I think if you put Pat Mahomes, and it might not just be Super Bowls, like it might not be that. Dan Marino is considered right now the greatest quarterback to never win a Super Bowl, and the most talented quarterback to ever play.
I think Aaron Rodgers is better, talent-wise.
Well, I'm just saying that's how Dan Marino is known as his all-time greatness. He was just the quarterback. If you could stereotypically pick a quarterback out, it would have been Dan Marino. I think Pat Mahomes is going to have the Super Bowls. I think he's also going to have that. He literally does everything at the quarterback position. He can play the traditional quarterback position, but also off script, he can do everything great. I think he's just going to go down as amazing.
I do too, but like I said, it's kind of unfair because of the rules these days. You can't really touch the quarterback. What would happen if Warren Sapp's running down his back and just smashing him into the ground? What would happen if Troy Polamalu's out there smashing skulls and shit?
But it's Tom Brady, who's the greatest quarterback of all time, had the safety to him as well. So
that's why I'm saying it's kind of unfair to talk about eras and say, "Oh, this is the best of all time," unless you're speaking about a game that never changes, which none of them.
Because you can also say I don't know, let's pick a quarterback, Dan Marino into a defense that's being played today, and how would he handle that? Because the game's just so much faster, the defense are more complex. Like, you could say that too.
Do you think tennis has changed much?
What changes? Tendencies?
Like tennis. Do you think tennis has changed much in the years?
I think the ball velocity has increased, which makes it more difficult. But yeah, not really.
I was watching tennis today thinking, wow, this game has never changed. Like, there's no rules. Like, I'm sure the challenge rules have changed. But you got to look, NFL, NBA, everything like changes rules yearly. Tennis, maybe we're ignorant to it. Maybe they have something we don't know about. But I fucking love Wimbledon, and I'm going to watch it every morning until it's over. And I know that you probably don't care about tennis at all.
No, tennis was the one thing. Like Sunday morning, you wake up, you turn on your TV, and you're scrolling through the channel, and tennis comes on, and you're like, oh, yeah, I'll watch that for a while until I'm awake.
Dude, no. I was so into tennis. I have a freaking awesome racket. I'm pretty not good at it, but pretty not terrible at it. I used to know everyone, fucking do the draw. Like, I would look at the tournaments. Hold up. I was into it.
Why do you have a sleeve on right now?
Because you said Yanni Diaz.
Did I not notice that until now?
I went to the Rays game and I got me a Yanni Diaz sleeve.
Nice.
You said he's in the All-Star game. It's my boy.
When did you throw those on?
Did I tell you I went to the baseball game?
You did. You sent a picture.
Let me tell you something, guys. If you ever go to Tropicana Field, first off, it's the best field stadium in baseball. Because first off,
hold up.
Did I have to wear a hat? Did I have to wear sunglasses? Could I wear a hoodie if I wanted to? You're goddamn right I could, because it's comfortable and we're inside. Second off, I sat in almost 15 different sections.
Didn't you say it's the worst stadium?
No, I love the stadium. No,
you say Raymond James is the worst stadium.
Yes, okay. Raymond James is the worst. I walked around. I was in the outfield sitting down. I was in the third baseline sitting down. We went we could not be stopped. I saw the game from 15 different angles. There wasn't enough camera. There was not enough cameras on the
any
field.
baseball stadium you go to.
But I've been to places where like, oh, where's your ticket? They don't fucking care. At Tropicana, they never have.
Well, no one goes to the game, so that's why they don't care. They're like, oh, you guys want to sit down low? Please do. So it looks like people are at this game on TV.
There was one guy during batting practice, one fucking security guy. He was just sitting there like this.
Yeah.
Some family walked up and wanted to watch batting practice. He goes, what section are you in? And they show. He goes, you're over there. It was an hour before the game, and everyone's just standing around. What a douchebag.
I hate that. Like that is the one thing that bothers me, because baseball should be a family thing. You're taking your kid to go watch these amazing athletes go and hit a ball miles. Like that's the ultimate thing. Yeah, they rock the ball. Yes. And everyone's there like, oh, I could do that. And you could barely get the ball out of infield.
Ask Dirtbag Dave. I went to play softball. I could not get the ball out of the infield. I couldn't do it. It's hard. And that's a softball.
Yeah.
I
love that. I love that everyone's like, oh, that's a softball. No,
softballs are hard.
Yeah. They're bigger. So it's like more dense and harder to hit. And
let me tell you something. When those things are on a freaking rainbow and they're coming and you're just waiting, if you have never played, because that was my first season and last, you're not going to get the timing right in the first, there's only 10 games in a season. And if you're playing adult league softball, you're not going to get that timing down.
I would love to play.
It sucks. Everyone takes it super serious. Everyone wants to fight, and they all think they're fucking Manny Ramirez. Everyone. It's ridiculous. But there's some people out there that get mad. Not for me.
So my cousin had a barbecue on Saturday. So we went to it and everything. Good time. And they're like, oh, let's play kickball. So we got a kickball game going. And I'm telling you right now, my legs are so sore. I ran the bases, and after every time I ran the base, I'm just like over.
What are you running bases for? Why don't you say, "Hey, I got
ghost runner on first"?
Hey, that's a double, bro. Let me get second.
My thing is, I don't know why we don't I'm loving that there is wiffle ball coming back. I would love to get a wiffle ball stadium going. And my thought process was always, why are these people creating their own wiffle ball? Just go to your local little league field and go to the t-ball field, because we have nice t-ball fields where we're at, and just play wiffle ball in the t-ball field and just have a great time. That's what I would love to do.
I didn't know people are playing wiffle ball. First off,
oh yeah, people are building their own stadiums.
I did not know that. And second off, I don't think you're allowed. Are you allowed to just go to any kind of diamond and play baseball?
Yeah.
I don't know these rules, because obviously you don't see, I drive down the park every day. I got basketball. I go down to this field. I got soccer. Nobody's picking up a ball and playing baseball.
Because it's hard to get together 18 people to play baseball.
That is true. But it is fun though because I remember when I did play softball, the best part about softball was not the game. The game sucks. Yeah. Boring batting practice. You get there 30 minutes before and everyone's just goofing around. Yeah. You're tossing it. You're in the outfield.
I love playing baseball.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite sports to play.
I would just drive down to the softball place, but it's 45 from where I am. The softball place that we play is 45 minutes away. That's why I kind of quit. Yeah. It's the biggest reason why I quit. But I would love just to go for practice, just to hang out with the boys, toss the ball around. But once the game starts, I'm out, man. It's so
really
bowling leagues too, man. People get so my brother.
Hold up. You're comparing playing baseball to bowling leagues. Yeah, but you're a bowler. You're a bowler, so I can see why you're doing that.
But I'll tell you this though. First off, you're paying to play a sport that gives you nothing, a plastic trophy. So people take it to the max. I remember one of my guys on my team got walked in a fucking softball league. Walked him. And the guy's like, why are you walking me? We're having fun on a Sunday night. Who cares? This isn't for money. He goes, bro, you're 3 for 3 with 3 homers. We're just going to let you hit the base. And they got still fight about it. What are we doing?
Competitive.
What are we doing?
It's still a competition.
Who cares? Let him hit a bomb. Who cares? It's fun.
Because you want to win.
You win what? What do we win?
Just win. You win the game.
What do we win? Someone tell me what I win. Bragging rights over what? Strangers I don't know?
Yeah, this doesn't matter. It's still Herm Edwards. You play to win the game. What is this? I'm not playing to be okay, I'll let you hit a home run. I'm still playing to win. That's my ultimate goal. If I'm not playing to win, then why am I even out here on the field?
I know I am in the minority in this. I know that.
Yeah,
I know
that's
that.
crazy to me.
But to me, I'm just like, guys, can we just like after the game, let's go get some beers, let's freaking
Yeah.
chill. But why are we starting?
Why would
fights
you not be
over
able to?
Because they're fighting legitimately over a
Yeah, that's
softball
dumb.
game.
Like, to me, that's dumb. But still, like, I'm not to the point of fighting. Like, you're dumb if you want to fight on the field. But yeah, I'm still going to walk you because if you are 3 for 3 with 3 home runs, I'm not trying to lose the game. I'm still competitive.
Pitch better.
Yeah, I get that. But at the same time, I'm not going to pitch to you because you just hit 3 home runs. It's the Barry Bonds effect. It's the Mark McGwire. Like, you should feel honored that I walked you because I do not want to throw a pitch to you.
One time I got hit in the face right here. No, right here.
I got one as a kid. I don't know. You play T-ball, right? No. So I played T-ball, and the coach would like put the ball on the tee and then like back up. I tried doing that as a kid with another kid at daycare. So I put the ball on there, backed up, and the kid just swung. And when the bat went back, it cracked me right here in the eye.
Damn.
And my eye like swelled up, had a huge black eye for like weeks. My dad did not take me to the hospital until I couldn't open my eye, which was probably like that night. My eye would not open, and he still took me across the street to someone that was a nurse to say, "Hey, should I take him to the emergency room?" And they were like, "Yes, you should."
That's the best. Like your dad is so, I don't know if I don't want to say the word cheap or I don't want to say any of that stuff.
It was cheap one. Well, he was broke at the time, so yeah, it was just me and him. We struggled back then. But yes,
should I take it? No, throw a piece of steak on it. Heal in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
He never wanted to take me to the doctors or the emergency room because ultimately you would get a bill. My dad was one of the cheapest people I've ever known. Right. No matter what it was, he just bought. There's certain things that you can buy off-brand stuff on because it tastes the same. But there's certain things that you have to buy name brand because it's just better quality. I don't know how you feel on that. That's how I feel.
It depends on what it is. Like,
yeah, exactly.
So for example,
did not matter with my dad. He bought off name brand for everything.
My kids say the same thing about me, like because I'm the same way. I buy off brand stuff nonstop.
Yeah, I will too. But certain things you have to buy.
But what is a certain thing? What is this? If there's anyone in the chat, what's a certain thing? What is a certain thing you need to buy that's not name brand?
I feel like so there is stock. So when you're making something, certain stocks that you buy, you have to buy the name brand because the flavor isn't there. If you buy the off name brand, things like that. I'm a flavor guy. I don't know about you. I like flavor.
I eat for gains.
Okay. Well, certain things like that you have to buy.
No, I got one for you though. I got one for you. Pop-Tarts. If you ever tried to buy
100%. Because you'll have
sucks.
you'll have like half the cherry flavor or whatever flavor Pop-Tart you get, strawberry. They'll have about half the amount of filling in there. And then you'll have like little splotches of the frosting all over the place.
And there is cardboard.
Yeah.
It is.
Thing I always remember, I was probably like 22 at the time and talking to my dad, and he was like, you used to get so mad if I did not buy name brand cereal. Because again, cardboard if you get off name brand cereal.
That's not true.
So as a kid, my dad would buy one box when it was on sale of name brand cereal and then keep that and pull the bag out and then refill the bag with off name cereal and put it back in. That way I always thought I was getting name brand cereal. And then never do until I was 22 years old.
Dads do so. I do that. Not that specifically, but I do stuff like that a lot. And I know I should stop, but I'm like, wait, these kids won't eat it unless I know.
I agree. I feel like I was never in the minority, but I am. I feel like cherry flavor everything is the best.
You guys are wrong.
The cherry Starburst, everyone's like, oh, the pink one. No, cherry Starburst is the best one.
This one?
Yes.
I prefer
Yeah, that's why I said everyone prefers the pink one, but the cherry one is better. So if hanging out, I'll give you all the pinks. Just give me all the reds.
But I'm just telling you right now, cherry. First off, Pop-Tarts are not for fruit. Leave my fruit out of my desserts. To me, a Pop-Tart's a dessert. I want my s'mores. I want my brown. I want my brown cinnamon sugar.
Leave fruit out of your dessert.
Leave fruit.
Why? You love pumpkin pie. What are you talking about?
Pumpkin is a vegetable.
No, it's a fruit. It has seeds. It's a fruit.
I have no idea what it was until just now. I thought it was a gourd, and I thought a gourd was something that is something the pumpkin is. That's how dumb I am.
You don't like apple pie?
No.
Okay. Way to not be an American.
Cherry Starburst tastes like cough. Man, get this guy out of the chat. Get him out of the chat. No, wait. He agrees with me. Never mind. Yes, we like to
get him out of the chat. Get him out of the chat.
Color is cool with me.
But let's be honest. When we were kids, there was that one cherry cough drop that everyone had.
That's not true.
Was literally a candy.
I've always used menthol. Cough drops.
So you've always been an 80-year-old man.
I have menthol cough drops. I'm sick.
By the way, I do too. Like now at my age, yeah, I want menthol because it's more effective. But there was always that cherry flavor. It came in a white box, and there was always that cherry flavored cough drop that everyone would have.
Must be a Delaware thing. It never happened in here. It never happened. Just like your Rita's ice cream that no one's ever heard of.
I was like, so Color. Let us know if you know what Rita's is, because right now I am drinking a Rita's mango. It is a blonde ale with mango. But Kimball does not know what Rita's is.
Don't.
The Italian ice place.
It's because I don't think I eat a lot of Italian ice. Seriously. Like that's something nobody.
I don't either. But like, there's sometimes you're like, oh, I can go for something sweet, and then you go get an Italian ice. Never heard of it.
So let me ask you this: if you wanted something cold and something sweet, why wouldn't you opt for an ice cream? Why wouldn't you opt for a popsicle? Why wouldn't you opt for an ice cream bar? Like Italian ice is the lowest of the low form of dessert iced desserts.
I'd
rather have sherbet. I'd rather have.
No, I wouldn't do sherbet. I'm not my 4-year-old daughter.
I'd rather have sherbet.
So it depends on where I'm at, because I'm not gonna I will opt for. Do you know what Dairy Queen is?
Yes, Josh. I know what.
I just gotta make sure. Is. I don't know what Florida has. I know Florida's a little crazy there. So I'll opt for like a Dairy Queen. I'll get a Blizzard. But other than that,
well, what's a Blizzard?
Yeah. Moving on.
Right, they do this in the window.
Yeah, I don't. I would flip my beer upside down, but
the only Dairy Queen we had closed.
Really?
Yeah. Sucks because honestly, it's right next to my kid's school, so we used to go and get her whatever she wanted after school.
Friendlies?
Sometimes, huh?
Friendlies?
Never. We're friendly. We're happy. We're friend. I don't know what that means.
Dairy Queen owns Orange Julius now. I've never been to an Orange Julius. I know what they are. I've never been there.
What's an Orange Julius? What is an Orange Julius?
Yeah.
The beer? An IPA?
No, it's I don't know what they sell. I think it's orange juice.
Orange Julius. Are you talking about the IPA from Treehouse?
No.
Okay. Orange Julius. Oh, it's a smoothie place.
Yeah, there you go.
See if we have those in Florida.
Orange I'm sure Julius.
You do. I'd never
you don't have Friendlies there, right? It's a restaurant, kids restaurant.
Orange Julius Tampa location. We don't have one. Yeah, we do. We have one in Clearwater.
There you go.
And where's the other place? Friendlies?
Friendlies. It's a kids restaurant that you go to every Wednesday. Kids eat free.
Wow. We have one in Orlando.
There you go. They have really good ice cream. You can also get Friendlies ice cream in the grocery stores.
In the malls, yeah. Color in my malls, we don't have that. My malls suck, by the way. Here in Tampa, we have Chick-fil-A in our mall. Sucks. They were exclusively at the malls. Now they're in the Dairy Queens. Oh, okay. They're in Dairy Queens. Well, mine says that I have a standalone one in Clearwater, but I do have one Dairy Queen that's miles away from me. I'm not traveling miles for Dairy Queen. And the one closest to our house closed, unfortunately, because I did like that Dairy Queen. They put out some
for us
quality content.
I know this is a sports show and we're talking about food for half the show, which we told you in the beginning. We're going to talk about everything. But Quick ice cream. I'm going to Dairy Queen, but we also have a dairy farm here that makes their own ice cream. That is the ultimate place for us to go. It's called Hopkins Dairy Farm. We'll go there, eat the ice cream. It's so good. They have mint. What's your thoughts on mint chocolate chip ice cream?
It's the best ice cream they ever invented.
Thank you. That and coffee ice cream. But they have like, normally when you get mint chocolate chip, they have like the thin chocolate chunks. This has like those thick chocolate chunks that you actually can taste. And it's amazing.
I gotta send you the when are you coming to Orlando? Because if you go to Orlando,
I'll be there next April.
You gotta go to City Walk and get their chocolate mint milkshake. It's got to be at least 4,000 calories. It's just giant milkshake, and on top of the milkshake, it's not a little baby ice cream sandwich. It is a full size, fucking this big ice cream sandwich. And I had that plus the milkshake. I about died. It had to be 5,000 calories. Had to be.
But anyway,
gotta get that when you come to Orlando.
Yeah, definitely. We've came to the end. Again, follow us, Mugs and Balls, Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and Twitch.
Don't go Twitter.
We also have a Discord channel, so follow us there. If you go to our Twitter, you can then join us on our Discord, where you can then talk to Kimmel and I whenever. We're just starting that out, so if you want to be in the beginnings of that, please do. Other than that, Kimmel has one other show or two other shows that you're currently doing?
You see that? You see the mint chocolate chip I'm sharing?
What's going on right now?
Am I sharing the right screen?
What is going on right now?
Look at this thing. Look at this gigantic milkshake with this gigantic.
Oh yeah, we used to have something like that too.
This thing put me in the ground almost.
We used to have something like that too. But anyway, you have two shows.
Oh,
right?
I do. Yeah, OUS, Once Upon a Sunday Fantasy Football Podcast on Wednesday nights. I talk fantasy football with Dirtbag Dave and Justin Bowerly. And then what else do I do? What else do I do here?
NHL?
Oh,
wrestling?
no, that's been put on hold because it's over. And I do Real Talk Wrestling, not on this network. If you like wrestling content and you love the guys at No Hold Bars here that are on Thursday nights at 9 p.m., I've been on their show many times. Come check me out at Real Talk Wrestling. We talk AEW, not much WWE. Cool. Real Talk Wrestling.
So with that, make sure to follow our network. Join us on our Discord channel. We would love to talk to you whenever you would want to talk sports, because we are big in sports. So yeah, we'd love to hear from you. Kimmel, what are your final things to say?
It's a fucking shame that every year the Rays have to be snubbed from the All-Star game year in, year out. Done.